I'm here. Okay. Day 600. Let's do an inspection here. First, we'll go through the whole company, and then we'll see who's the current MVP. I have a scoring system for MVP, just for the a little bit of competition between the with the guys. All the guys are named after the viewers. You can get a name if we recruit a new viewer, and you're the fastest with rename to the channel points. So Zeven the Hydra has been with us for 526 days. He took part in 302 battles and has 574 kills, which is massive. This was one of the earliest guys we recruited, a Bissler background. I was happy with the role so far on Bisslers we got. We had another Bissler, but he got killed, I think. He has no traits. He did earn the Arena Fighter one, +5 Resolve, which will definitely help him in melee. He might even get the next one. They've been in 11 arenas. We have pretty much medium armor almost on him. It's between light and medium, this. I guess you can say it's medium armor. Got a Famed Predator Crown, 154 durability with -5 fatigue. We bought in the store. Infamous Toad Skin, 166 armor at -14 fatigue, also bought in the store. It has the Mantle of Direwolf Pelts attached with the additional 15 armor, and reduce the resolve of the opponent engaged in melee by 5. So his three-headed flail has more potential of crushing enemy morale. He's using Unsung Heroes Cascade, famed three-headed flail, which we also bought in a store. Nothing special about the weapon, just had a chance to hit the head with a lighter. It's not very heavy. Wish it was actually more damage. Usually the hail does go for the head anyways, so that extra chance to hit the head is not really that good. I guess it saves some fatigue sometimes. Maybe it would be better if you use a shield. So we're using this guy as a damage dealer. We're using a double grip, so he doesn't have the offhand. So his flail does more damage. You can see 37 to 93. We have him built as we started pretty much as tank, but we went with nimble, and we decided to go with a duelist and a flail. We still do have stuff like rotation, Colossus. He has nimble. I guess the Colossus is fine. I guess on a build like this, gifted and rotation are the extra stuff, which I'm not even sure what else you could put. Instead of rotation, would have probably liked to try fearsome with this type of build, but so far didn't had much good result with fearsome. Maybe because of the direwolf pelts that he'll be using as attachment, and the way the three-headed flail attacks, maybe could have been some results. But usually in a fight where you would get a good result on a morale damage anyway, so the fearsome would have been probably just overkill. Having a rotation here gives him a little bit more versatility. And he does have underdog, so he can tank a bit as well. It's pretty good armor. The health is not very high, but it's high enough. So pretty much veteran duelist, been in so many battles. We had a couple close calls with him, but mainly in the arena with some bad rolls. But he's still with us. His talents: 1 hit points, 1 range skill, and 2 melee defense. I mean, he has 1 wasted talent. Still managed to get a high melee skill. We did get gifted, and he has a level 18, which is 7 into the or 11 level 11. So got a bunch of extra stats. He's one of our best guys, but he's not one of our best quality guys. Regarding performance and in the duration he's been with the company, is definitely one of our best guys. Not to the highest quality background though. Next one we have Bald Jester. That was one of the recent recruits. Been with the company for 45 days. took part in 43 battles and has 58 kills. We recruited 3 Hedge Knights. 2 were not even acceptable to keep. Out of the 5 Hedge Knights we recruited this run, only 2 had 1 star in melee skill, and they both didn't have any stars in melee defense, so quite disappointing talents on the Hedge Knights. It had acceptable stats, so I kept him, but nothing really exceptional for a Hedge Knight. The Hedge Knight base is already very strong, so it puts him already ahead of most backgrounds in our company. But you know, you always expect more. Definitely more than this talents here. He pretty much has only 1 good talent, the rest is shit. Why do I say the resolve is shit? Cause you pretty much just need 50 resolve on a Hedge Knight, which you will get 2 plus 4 rolls in 10 levels anyways, so those 2 stars in resolves are wasted. He has Heritage decorated the solid, which 302 armor helmet, pretty good, but minus 16. There are much better helmets, but this is what we have on him. At this point our guys pretty much have all the good stuff on the heavy armor. We got it from one of the brigands. He's using Core of Scales with bomb plates, just solid 2-hander armor. I'll probably get him a famed one eventually. He's using a Robber Baron Mauler, the one I think we bought in a store. Nothing that special about it, just high effects against armor, which is already overkill on the hammer, and builds up less fatigue. He also has a famed Rondel. This dropped quite a bit because of the famed Necromancers. Has Athletic, which is always nice to have on a melee guy. Builds up less fatigue for moving, especially on guys that's gonna be always moving from target to target. Does help with building up less fatigue in the fight. Regarding the build, this is my go-to build for Hedge Knight, Battleforge 2-hand. If I get a Hedge Knight, I want him to be Battleforge. I want him to be 2-hand. So this is go-to student, gifted, because you rarely get that exceptional guy that doesn't need gifted. I consider gifted the best perk in the game. I got Recover, Adrenaline, because you know it goes. Recover goes amazing with Adrenaline, Berserk, Indomitable. They've been changed to Indomitable, but I still like Indomitable as an option for tanking. This one doesn't have very high melee defense, but still good enough with his armor and health to survive quite a bit. So Indom can help in some situations. No situations if we don't have it, it could be rough until the help arrives. Brony, Mastery, Underdog, Battleforge is just basically my go-to for a Battleforge 2-hander. Thing that could change here if he's really high rolled, gifted for something else, but I'm not honestly sure what I would pick for something else. Maybe Quick Hands for another weapon, maybe like a reach weapon. I don't really pick Colossus on the Hedge Knights. They can roll 73 health, and you will get a couple of health rolls anyways. Or 70 health is acceptable. 84 is pretty decent. With veteran levels I'll get even higher. Talents, like I said, just one good talent, melee skill, the rest are just shit, really bad. On Hedge Knight you want melee skill and melee defense plus either health or fatigue, preferably you know, fatigue. But he just rolled one good talent. The next guy is Straklon, also on the Hedge Knights. Pretty much rolled similar like the like Balo. It's the same build, but the mace. He has the rugged segmented helmet, 306 minus 13. Compared to this 302 minus 16, it's pretty good, pretty damn good for the 2-handers, even tanks. I think we bought this one. He's been with us for 152 days, 136 battles and 207 kills. He's been performing. With veteran levels he'll be very good. Never gonna have a crazy melee defense like Gorse, but still gonna be very good. We have famed armor here, 333 with minus 30 fatigue, which is pretty impressive, and also has the honored bomb plates, which help with durability and repair costs. So he's at 68% battle forged, which makes him very tanky armor wise. He also has a terrifying weapon here, which we got from one of the. This one was from I think it was a brigand champion. And this one we got from a mercenary champion. I think it was a hedge knight. This weapon rolled very high damage and a lot of damage against armor, which makes it really deadly. Can one-shot a lot of things, especially humans. We have also another rondel we got from one of them champion necromancers. This guy also has sure footing and tough, so extra health and extra melee defense. Talent wise, he rolled 1-star melee skill, 1-star in hit points, and 1 resolve. Resolve, like I said, is wasted roll on a hedge knight, because you will get 15 no matter what, any stars. Melee skill and the hit points. Hit points, I guess, is that one extra after the other two. So very low talent hedge knight, which with an acceptable roll to keep. You know, when you're recruiting a hedge knight, they're very expensive, and you hate it if you have to disband one because of the dreadful rolls. Usually, you know, most will be acceptable, but later stages in the game, it's just really frustrating when you get bad talents and bad rolls. I've been pretty happy with Stracklen so far. Next guy is Gallermal, the utilitarian. These are a utility guy with bags and belts and quick hands, big inventory, throw stuff depending, and been very useful in a lot of battles. Been with the company for 189 days, been in 162 battles and has 205 kills. So it's still effective even at killing. We have him geared up with a medium helmet here, 140 -4, bought in the store, as a noble male, high quality armor, medium, with a hyena attachment, which just gives him more initiative and more armor. Just have a standard noble sword. One day might even get a famed one. We use a combination of flesh pot, smoke pot, fire pot, and a reinforced strong net. Sometimes even 2 nets, depending if the fight ahead is tough. Useful stuff, even if highly situational sometimes. He has a good roll, lucky trait, and is a gladiator as well. Has 47 melee defense. I think this guy actually rolled maximum melee defense. Might be mistaken, but I think it was maximum roll. 2 talents melee defense, 2 talents in health, 1 talent fatigue. Pretty good talents. Although I would much prefer if one of those was melee skill. That's why, you know, we went with a utility guy instead of a damage dealer. I'm very happy with this build, these stats. Overall, this guy as well. With a sword, he has had chance to hit, so he doesn't need that high melee skill. The build, this is who's been an experiment. It's basically a utility guy with quick hands, bags and belts, that doesn't build much fatigue, uses dodge, relentless, and nimble for surviving, as underdog as well, so he can tank. This guy could have over 60 melee defense easy, and it's sometimes very hard to hit, while it can do decent damage if the opponent doesn't have high armor. Been very happy with this one in the company. Next one, we have another gladiator, Sorority Maximus. This one is built in a similar fashion, but with a 2-hand. We're using medium armor, captain's headdress helmet, which we bought. It's pretty impressive protection at the cost of fatigue. Also noble male with the hyena attachment, and trusted stone fist, a very light 2-handed flying mace, which has more effectiveness against armor. He has quick and disloyal. Gladiator had good stats. Has 1 skill in talent in melee skill, 3 talents in melee defense, and 2 in resolve. Pretty happy with his roles and his talents. Gladiators don't have such as high fatigue as the Hedge Knights, so Nimble is the obvious choice. This one is also one of the experiments we had with this run. It's basically a build with a two-hand that doesn't go Adrenaline, Recover, and Berserk for Carnage, but instead we just have Killing Frenzy, and we don't try to build any fatigue at all. So basically he hits once a round, and he hits hard. Either cudgel or strike down, so massive damage or stun, and he doesn't build up any fatigue. So dodge, relentless, nimble, he's staying alive, he's underdog. Got a pet finder so we don't build up fatigue, and he moves better in any terrain. And for the last perk I wasn't sure what to pick, so I just picked Backstabber. Could have been Quick Hands for a reach weapon. If you like prefer options, I don't see much point to it in my playstyle. So is a hard hitter, very reliable hitter, and he's also very tough to hit. And he can survive quite a bit. I like the combination of dodge, relentless, and nimble with a pet finder without berserk. Don't build up much fatigue. You basically don't build up any fatigue. The only fatigue you're gonna build up if you get hit. And a guy with a high melee defense, he has usually close to 60 defense because of the dodge. Is 94 initiative, so he doesn't build up any fatigue. He can tank, and he slowly just hits really hard and destroys enemies. As an option for stun, which is always nice, to flank maces. I've been very happy with this build. I feel like you don't even have to do change anything here. Of course, the Backstabber is totally optional. This Backstabber point can be anything, really, anything. Doesn't have to be Backstabber. Sorority been with us for 189 days, 160 bells, and 209 kills. Have Helman Gors the Slow, the first Hedge Knight we hired. Been with the company for 402 days, took part in 291 battles and has 540 kills. Definitely a contender for MVP. It's a Hedge Knight with athletic and tough. His rolls were pretty good. He rolled pretty much everything good except melee skill. He rolled a low melee skill, below average melee skill for a Hedge Knight, and no talents at all in melee skill. And we had so many levels with +1 rolls, so quite disappointed. We could have easily had another 8 melee skill without any loss to any other stats. Has 3 stars melee defense, which is incredible. 1 star range defense wasted, and 1 star hit points is just irrelevant. Would have been better fatigue the melee skill. It does have athletic and tough, which the tough makes him at much higher health points, and athletic you don't want to build up fatigue, right? 90 fatigue, very happy with that. Been using the set of Ijirok. Usually split this, but I don't really see the point. Honestly, the armor is not even that impressive in the long run because you can get famed ones with much lower fatigue. Because of his regeneration, we can put him in situations where it could be needed, sometimes even saving him. He could be hit quite a bit with range, so the regeneration is helpful, especially the big one. The being using a great sword. Of course, had to go with a sword for a higher chance to hit with overhead strike because of his lower melee skill. Has also a famed dagger from one of the necromancers. I'm happy with his stats. I just wish melee skill was a little bit higher, but it's been effective so far. Regarding the build, it's pretty much the two-handed Battle Forge, except no underdog because of this massive melee defense, and I picked Backstabber because of his lower melee skill. If he had higher melee skill, like over 90 in this case, I would have put underdog instead of Backstabber. Tank for days, and still hit hard. The next one we have here is Rubio Nubio. is exceptional farmhand. Been in the company for 309 days, took part in 216 battles, and has 346 kills. There's a missing finger, got struck down in an unfortunate RNG battle where two guys got struck down and one guy got killed. It was just bad RNG with high hit rolls, and we got overrun on one side against the Nomad Assassins. The stats are pretty incredible with melee skill, defense, and hit points talents. So we went with a nimble two-hander because of 2 stars in hit points. The farmhands gave like 70 health. He also has huge. That costs some defense. He does more damage. We've been using pretty much two-handed axe. I've been using Badish for a bit, and then we got this famed great axe, which we bought in a store. It builds up less fatigue and has much higher effectiveness against armor, more durability as well. Makes the split man absolute bonkers on the damage when he gets killing frenzy as well. Optional for the round swing as well. This is basically one hitter per round that doesn't build fatigue. The helmet and noble mail, it's kind of light to medium armor combo. I'm still looking for a famed armor that's lighter than this. Bought in the store, both of them. So this guy is just basically not building any fatigue. Same build as Royalty, except since he's using an axe and not a mace, I have a reach advantage. I totally bricked Recover early in the build because I wasn't sure how to build it before we got you know, the idea of build it, then switch to it. This Recover is supposed to be relentless. So dodge, relentless, nimble, with reach advantage. I do like the idea of these more durable two-handers, non-hedge knight two-handers with dodge, relentless, pathfinder, and nimble, which don't really build up fatigue, but instead try to, you know, not get hit and hit hard every round. Quite fond of this type of build. We have Pine Templar here, one of our early shield experts, manning tank. Been with the company for 529 days, took part in 164 battles and has 111 kills. This is our best shield expert in the company. By this I mean his defensive properties, his health, fatigue, and melee defense. He's using Kettle Head with mail, just acceptable heavy armor. As we're getting more fame stuff, he'll get equipped. Scale armor with just the serpent skin mantle for a little bit more protection. Got a murderous skull crusher, higher armor penetration mace we got from one of the undead camps. It's also very light. It's only half the weight of a winged mace, and has this surprisingly durable kite shield, colossal bulwark. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. 15 defense, 25 range defense, basically a kite shield with a high durability, and shield skills build up 3 less fatigue. You're probably eventually gonna get destroyed unless you're using a blacksmith, but was quite a surprise to see this with his properties. So he could go shield wall for days. Basically only build up minimal fatigue per turn. He also has Lucky and Paranoid. This pretty much makes him our best shield expert. Having Lucky Paranoid on a guy like this, very tanky stuff. Regarding his talents, has one wasted talent. The melee skill talents for shield expert kind of overkill after mid-game. But I'm very happy with his stats, as solid melee defense, so can't really complain here. Squires do tend to be good. This is my go-to build for a shield expert. Student, Gifted Colossus, Brawny Shield Expert rotation, Recover, Mastery, Underdog, Battleforged, Indomitable. Not really in that order. I usually go Student, Colossus, or Gifted, and rotation. I do like them with rotation. Gives us more survival and versatility. It's a mace mastery with 90 melee skill. That's why he's using a mace and not any other weapon. These shield experts don't have to have high melee skill. Their other properties are more important, but when you get a high melee skill as well, go with a weapon like a mace, which then has a nice option to knock out for stun. This is, like I said, best shield expert, and I'm very happy with him. We have Archmagnons, one of our polearm guys, early ones. Been in the company for 554 days, took part in 300 battles, and has 582 kills. Brutally effective killer. Level 18, using a black barbed helmet, just a quality medium helmet. Southern mail shirt with hyena patch, just, you know, light armor. And using a famed sword lance, little crescent, higher armor penetration, and builds up less fatigue. Very happy with this find. Found it from one of the undead camps. Very effective with strike and reap. Overall, I definitely feel like this weapon is superior to the bill hook, especially if you get a very good guy to use it. His talents: 2 in melee skill, 1 in health, 1 in range skill, not really matters. So these early polearms, the only thing that matters is the talent is in melee skill. 2 or 3 stars, nothing else really matters for this type of build. This is just a simple early game build that just carries the game. We have pretty impressive stats, I would say. Even the melee defense is very good. He can be sometimes part in the battle line. This is my go-to pure polearm. Just a little bit, maybe even overkill. Pretty much student, adrenaline, gifted, rotation, polar mastery, berserk, killing frenzy, headhunter, nimble, pathfinder. Not in that order, but you basically just go for nimble, and then you get berserk, and he starts to get real killy. He's usually behind shields and other guys. Sometimes even just going in the contact. With like I said, with 12 melee defense, nimble, and these stats, you can survive quite a bit. This type of build could also be, instead of recover, you can go dodge. But as the battle progresses, the dodge will lose value because of the berserk and cost on reap. Reap is not as costly because of this -3. And the reason I have recover here is because of the reap. It's very exhausting to spam this, but it's super deadly. This guy is just a very effective killer, simple build. Just if you're having trouble in this game, especially in early stages, you get a build like this. Student, adrenaline, gifted, polar mastery, rotation, and then nimble and other stuff. It'll just carry you. Just disregard the bowman, the crossman, the beginning, fight the knights, and have a couple of polearms like this, and you'll progress. Later on in the game, they're still effective at killing, but you could have guys with Battle Forged or even a different weapon that will have more survivability or versatility than a build like this. But these guys are very effective to get you there. Is a Manhunter with irrational and hateful beasts. We have Gimli here, one of our marksmen. It's a exceptional hunter with irrational and night owl. Get nothing special, just close mail coif, southern mail shirt, and a war bow. Regarding talents, 3 in range skill. That's pretty much the only thing that matters. Everything else doesn't really matter. Just luxury, like stars and hit points. Has pretty awesome stats on attributes, with 10 melee defense, 20 range defense, very good fatigue, resolve, health. Health could be higher, but it's not critical, like I said. I do like to build that defense towards level 11 and into veteran levels. Always nice to have some melee defense. Some melee defense goes a long way. because you know the long games you play, you're eventually gonna get in a situation where you're fucked up and you're pinned, and you're gonna regret not having that +5, +10 melee defense, because it will, you know, be the reason why a guy get killed. Or you can not build a greedy archer, and instead of having a pet finder and or fast adaptation, have like footwork. This is my go-to greedy range build, greenleaf build. Just go with a student, gifted, fast adaptation, bow mastery, bullseye, nimble, berserk, killing frenzy, headhunter. I like it like this. Building polearms and marksman greedy into like a simple build like this might not be optimal, but that's how I do it. Usually, you know, we won't need to consider quick hands and the hybrid, but like I said, this is the way I prefer it. Gimli had been with us for 123 days, 98 battles and 174 kills. Has definitely been effective at killing. Arriver the Adequate, one of our first marksmen, been with the company for 536 days, 292 battles and has 449 kills. Definitely one of the contenders for MVP. His background is kinda, you know, not really usual for an archer, but sometimes, you know, you gotta go with it. Yeah, it's not easy to get a good range guy early. So militia with cocky and clumsy. Clumsy just gives him regular injuries. Has a 97 range skill on 18, not very high for level 18, but it's solid. His stats are just solid for a range guy, but you know, sometimes, like I said, you don't have the luxury of just, you know, hiring guys until you get better rolls. 3 stars in resolve, 2 stars in range skill, and 1 star in melee defense. This range guys pretty much just need about 10 melee defense, 15 to 20 range defense, or 100 fatigue, and if possible, over 90 health, with as high as possible range skill and about 50 resolve. I build them greedy for a marksman build like this. It does have a impressive bow, extra 22% effectiveness against armor and 10% additional chance to hit. So it's like he has +10 range skill here. We're on the lookout for more bows like this. They're so rare, usually you find them in the Fletchers. And we have here Failed Third, the Ever Chosen. One of our also early guys, one of our starting guys. With the company for 590 days, 301 bells, and has 456 skills. It's weird that it says 590 days and we've been playing for 600 days. What happened with the 10 days? Where did they go? That's same for the who was it? For Brest, it's 590 days, but it's day 600. So where did 10 days go? It looks like a bug. This is a polearm build. 509 days, 301 bells, 456 deals. Just, you know, very effective early game build where it just gets you there. Just need 2 stars in melee skill. He's a 96 melee skill. He does have a broken knee, so he lost some defenses, which makes him, you know, a little bit more exposed if we are, you know, trying to surround or put him in the battle line. But he's still a fine killer as before. He could be retired for drill sergeant, but then we are down to only 2 polearm guys. I like to have 3 for the reserve. This is a build, just greedy polearm build, and have crippling strikes instead of recover because he's using a bill hook. Nothing really special, just a very effective killer. Has swift, more range defense. The talents were all right here for a starting guy, really. I still went with a polearm on him because 2 stars melee skill. We have Fluffy Paw, one of the early hunters we got. We got several hunters in the beginning, didn't get good rolls, and this one was acceptable. Been with the company for 186 days, 136 battles and 165 kills. Is a hunter with a death wish. As just solid stats for a range guy. Still gonna get better than Arriver. Just another greedy archer here, greedy marksman. Nothing really special, it's just standard gear, no famed. Only 1 star in range skill. Could have had a much higher range skill with another star. We're calling here one of our early guys, one of our shield experts. Been with the company for 445 days, has 153 battles and 126 kills. Spec with the cleaver. We got famed armor here, 263, it's actually 233. Pretty good for a tank, as it doesn't take that much fatigue, and I get good protection. Using a military cleaver and a battle whip as a cleaver mastery. Instead of taking Colossus, we're taking Taunt for science. Mixed results. He did have 84 health, so I didn't take Colossus, I wanted to try Taunt. Basically just the shield expert build. Is not very high melee defense, but it's acceptable. As a high melee skill for a tank. 2 of the ranged skill talents are wasted. Just solid all-around stats for a tank, and as a utility with a battle whip. That Taunt at this point probably should have been better with quick hands or even Colossus. It's a nomad with dumb and hate for beasts. Have Garrett, another one of our shield experts. Very cheap guy. Look at that butcher, 18 paid a day with a paymaster. 442 days, 109 battles and 81 kills. Just heavy gear here with a spearman mastery. Just shield expert. Got to build for shield expert. Not a very high melee defense, same as Calling, but good enough. And it's 86 melee skill. Not very good rolls in melee defense without the stars, of course. Is a tough butcher. A little bit lucky, a little bit fatigue, but the stats are overall to be still acceptable. Don't have the heart really to disband them or retire them. If they die, if we still keep playing, they can be replaced by a better shield expert. At this point, you don't need more than 2 or 3 shield experts, and they all gotta be exceptional, really. Like extreme melee defense, 70 or higher, preferably, at the cost of melee skill. Jacob Broad Red. Been with the company for 560 days, 168 battles and 156 kills. It's also another butcher, hate for beasts. He has our lowest melee defense on all our tanks, but the rest of the stats are acceptable. His health is also kinda low for a Colossus on a level 14. So didn't get any luck here with the talents. One in the result doesn't matter that much, but it's nice. 2 talents initiative, total waste for a tank. He had a close call, but been the MVP almost in once and then almost once again. Just got to tank build, nothing special. Using a sword, so pretty effective at hitting. His melee defense probably gonna put him in a situation before one time he's gonna get probably killed. With this type of defense, unlucky rolls are more likely. Daka, another one of marksmen. This one with a crossbow and a handgun. Been with the company for 511 days. Took part in 214 battles and has 211 kills. Been using a spiked impaler, just standard nimble range gear, as a handgun, which sometimes is very effective, but most times is just crossbow, just do better. It's an optimist militia, 93 range skill with 2 stars. Not very impressive for a level 16, but acceptable. Happy with his defense. Look at that, 61 melee skill wasted. God damn. Happy with his stats. The build is a little bit weird. The Caravan has so many extra skill points, doesn't feel effective at all not to get him something else on together. But now that the firearm is being diluted, you get a handgun and quick hands, right? Could have also considered building up some initiative with maybe if you had another star there and getting overwhelmed because of the handgun. That's also an option. You don't that fearsome could totally been overwhelmed and a couple of levels in initiative with that adrenaline totally being like relentless. There's definitely ways to build this. Crossman has way more room to go into like multiple things than there is, for example, bow. It had some good effects from fearsome, but I have to tell you that it's, from my experience, a waste of a skill point. So a little bit science with him. And fearsome would have been definitely better something else. I do like adrenaline on the Crossman. It can definitely give you an edge, especially if a fight is about morale. But that fearsome is a wasted point there for sure. We have our sergeant here, Captain Moron. Been with the company for 160 days, took part in 82 battles and has 59 kills. This time sergeant with the Bell Forged. I first one got killed nimble. Got killed in an unfortunate battle. You can see the highlight. It was Niths Caravan versus Nomad Assassins. This one we build with kind of more durable and with Bell Forged. You do have one less per good Battle Forge because of Brownie, but it feels like safer. We got him good protection here. We have 75% Battle Forged while still having 91 fatigue. This one is Adventurous Noble with Bright. I rolled the lowest melee skill possible, no talents. -9 range defense, second lowest, and also rolled highest range skill, 1 talent, which was totally useless for this. The way I build them. There's a decent famed armor. Protection is pretty good. Gonna have a 140 resolve planned on level 17 with Sergeant Sash. Just I do like this. Feels like it's gonna live longer than my usual Sergeant Nimble. Usually having too many nimble guys you kinda struggle against when you have lots of orc warriors and shit like that. I do like Polar Mastery having some melee skill for poking at times, but his main role is to provide resolve and rally if needed. With rotation and Pathfinder and Battle Forge with some melee defense investment, he could do some little bit tanking, but not really much. I wished he rolled that starting melee defense and not the range skill, so he could have actually built melee defense to 15. I've been happy with him so far. Have Bresson Karstein, one of our starting guys. We did start with 2 Caravan hands. Been with the company for 590 days, took part in 170 battles and has 249 kills. He's basically a role of a reserve polearm, same build as Fail. Level 14, gear is basically just standard bill hook with nimble. He has quick and Caravan, so we had to invest quite a bit in the resolve. 50 is the resolve I aim for. We got him to 45 with the Caravan. Had 2 stars melee skills, so I made him a polearm. His stats are not very impressive, especially with the resolve investment, but he's good enough for a polearm backup. Pretty much the same build as Fail third, is how I prefer it from the bill hook. This is the company inspection, boys. Time to see who's the current MVP. We did some changes in the MVP scoring again. MVPs is for the name of the future companies. This current company is called Niths Caravan. Niths has been MVP the last 2 times. Days in the company grants them 1 point. Battles participant grants them 1 point. For all classes except Shield Experts will get 2, and the Sergeant will get 3 point pair. Kills grant 2 points for any class except bow and polearms to get 1.5 per kill. And the MVPs get decided after 100 days, and then we check every 100 days and at the end. Zem the Hydra has been our MVP for a bit. Let's see the points. 526, 302, and 574. Okay, these numbers look really high. Okay, Ballo can compete, Straklan can compete, Galmar can compete, Serolti can compete. Hellman is there, but obviously, you know, since they're running the same in the same grade as Lore, but we still put him there to see how many points he has. So we see top 3, 432. The only way Hellman will take the MP slot if the Hydra dies. And it's not because of his melee skill being lower, it's just because this thing is super deadly. Especially on the flank against humans. Ruby Nubio still behind. Pine Templar, 164 battles, 111 kills. He's behind Diabro. Arch Magnans, the Reaper, 554 days, 300 bells, and 582 kills. Okay, this looks like top 3 on the stats. We'll also check our highest rated tank as well on the points, just to see how far he's behind. The tanks don't see much action anymore, especially the reserve. Since we got other damage dealers, the Bro doesn't see much action anymore. Usually against Unholds. Bress says, the feeling when I will never be MVP. No, Bress, you can never be MVP, you can just be a meme. Somebody has to. Okay, let's calculate. So Hydra has 574 kills, that's times 2. Plus 302, plus 526. That's 1976 points for Hydra. That's huge. Hellman 540 times 2 plus 291 plus 432, 1803 points for Hellman. He's behind nearly 200 points from Hydra, but he's catching up, I feel. Arch Magnans has 582, our most effective killer, but his skill's only worth 1.5. Plus 300 plus 554, 727. And our tank, let's see, his battle server 2. His skills are worth 2. That's like over 700 points behind Hydra and over 500 points behind Arch. So our current top 3 contenders for the MVP are Hydra with 1976 points, Hellman with 1803 points, and Arch Magnans with 1727 points. Hydra has the highest chance of these 3 to die than Hellman. Okay, this is our company inspection, and Hydra is still the company MVP.